Welcome to the Rich TV Live podcast. I'm your host, Richard D'Souza. Excuse me. And today we're going to talk about the biggest news of the day. Some of it isn't that good. Some of it is really good. And we're going to talk about it right here, right now, exclusively on the Rich TV Live podcast. So without further ado, let's talk about the biggest news right now all over the world that is trending. And let's just put it like it is. It's not good news. There's a massive war happening in the Middle East, and Israel is forming a unity government as Hamas armed wing says still fighting outside of Gaza. So this is really the biggest breaking news right now. There is a war that is happening, and it's really, really sad. It's really, really sad. There's a war that's happening, and it's happening, and it could potentially affect everybody. And I really don't know what to think about it. I've been talking about it on a lot of different platforms, and it is really, really scary, and it's very, very, very sad. Very sad. So we are definitely talking about it here on the Rich TV Live podcast, and we're going to continue to talk about it. And we have been talking about it on many different platforms, and we're getting crazy amounts of views everywhere. But you can literally see all over the news, rockets being shot, destruction everywhere.
Breach in Israel's defenses in decades.
Growing, thousands dead on both sides. And it's like people want me to pick a side. I'm not picking a side. I picked the side of peace. This is really, really scary. It's terrible. And I picked the side of peace. So when people try to get me to pick a side here, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm picking the side of peace. I do not like terrorism. I do not like war. I do not like hate. I do not like destruction. I do not like death. And here on the Rich TV Live podcast, we're not going to pick a side. We're going to pick a side of peace. And hopefully we can come to a peaceful resolution, because what's happening right now is extremely disturbing, and it is happening all over. It's happening all over. So it's really, really sad. And I pray for the victims in Israel. I pray for the victims in Gaza and the Palestinians. And the reality is there is nobody that's winning when we're in war. The only people that win are the corporations that are capitalizing from the war. And that's just the reality. The only people that are winning are the corporations that are capitalizing from the war. So it's really, really sad. And my prayers go out to everyone that is being touched by this. There's been Canadians that have been murdered. There's been Americans that have been murdered, children, women, men of all ages. You can see the destruction in Gaza. It's heartbreaking. You can see the death toll and destruction in Israel. It's heartbreaking. And my heart goes out to everyone on both sides and all the other countries that are starting to get involved. We're hearing Lebanon is getting involved. Syria's getting involved. Egypt's getting involved. Turkey's talking about getting involved. Russia has said that if the United States get involved, that they stand with Palestine. And we see that the United States is looking to assist Israel. So this could be the beginning of World War III. And I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I don't want to see this. I didn't want to see it on day one. I don't want to see it on day 2, day 3, day 5. And if this becomes World War III, this will hurt everyone in the world, and everyone will have to get involved. It's a very scary time for investors. It's a very scary time for people all over the world. We've heard that 14 Americans have been murdered already. We hear that Americans have been taken hostage. We're hearing that literally there are people from all over the world that have been taken hostage. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to pick a side here. No one wins in war except for the corporations that are benefiting from the war. Let's make that very, very clear. And the politicians that sit in their high chairs telling people what to do, they never get their hands dirty. It's the civilians that are dying right now. It's the civilians that are seeing the brunt of this. And my heart goes out to all of those civilians, their families, and all the families that have been touched and affected by this war. So right now, what I want to do is I want to pray for peace and pray for a peaceful resolution so that the world can go back to normality. And all I want is for the whole world to work together and come together in a peaceful resolution. We are all brothers and sisters, and we should all be supporting each other and working together to make a world a peaceful place. That is my opinion on this, and that is not going to change, and I'm not going to pick a side. That's right, Romeo. We choose peace and love, my friend. It's a very scary time for humanity, and I'm not here to pick a side. I picked the side of peace for all of humanity, and I pray that one day the world can work together and come together and create a peaceful resolution so we all as brothers and sisters can work together to make this world a safe place for our children to live. My heart is broken for all those families and all the children that have been essentially massacred in a very short period of time in this war, and it's really, really sad. Okay, so let's get right into the market and talk about what's happening in the stock market, because we need to move on. We need to carry on, as difficult as it is. Let's talk about TPST, the hottest stock right now in the world, up 1,600%. Tempest Therapeutics jumps on positive data from liver cancer combo therapeutics. They're up 1,700%, the hottest stock in the world. Unfortunately, I've been unable to take advantage of this, which breaks my heart, because this would have been the greatest pick of the week, the greatest pick of the month, one of the greatest picks of the year. It was up pre-market 100%. It's now up 1,700% on the day. What a mover, what a shaker. Look at this. An absolute rocket. An absolute rocket. TPST. Put on your radar, put on your watch list. It's going up as we speak. 1,725%. It's absolutely incredible. Did you guys buy this stock? Did you guys get into this rocket? Scary part is the kids, man. My heart goes out to all the families that have been touched by this. Nobody wins in war except for the corporations that are benefiting from war, making money on weapons, making money on different products, making money on the war. Those are the only people benefiting from the war. And have you noticed that the leaders that are pulling the strings in all these countries, they never seem to get affected by the war. They never seem to get touched. They seem to receive billions of dollars of funding, and they're pulling all the strings, sending children, sending young adults to get drafted to the war. But they never seem to ever get touched. They never seem to be affected. They never seem to get a scratch. And yet, thousands of Israelis are dying. Thousands of Palestinians are dying. And countries all over the Middle East are getting involved. Countries all over Europe are pledging their allegiance to get involved. Countries all over the world have an opinion and are starting to get involved. And my heart goes out to everybody that's been involved and been touched by this terrible tragedy that has affected so many already all over the world. And I believe will continue to until we come to a peaceful resolution. Everyone deserves to share this world. Everyone deserves to have room to live and grow and prosper. Children from every single race and every single nation should have food, water, electricity, education, and a future. So when we get in a war, nobody wins. That's the reality, except for the corporations that are benefiting and profiting from the war. So I'm heartbroken by everything that's happening. I do agree. Trump 2024 would be a good thing because when Trump was in power, we weren't having these massacres. And now it seems since the Biden administration has taken over, Biden has already funded Iran, just recently $6 billion. He's now funding Israel with $8 billion in aid. He's funded the Ukraine with over $113 billion. Seems as though the Biden administration is funding all of these wars. Biden can't even answer questions. And yet, Trump, when he was the president of America, the most powerful country in the world, there was no war in Ukraine. There was no war of this level in the Middle East. And yet, with the Biden administration in place, it seems as though all of these wars only escalate. So I'm very saddened by everything that's happening. And I do agree that we need Trump as the president of America, and we need to let Trump do what he does, and hopefully he can find a peaceful resolution to all of this madness. And I don't even know if we'll have an election next year if this madness continues, if these wars continue to escalate, and we continue to move towards what I believe is World War III. And I pray that that doesn't happen, but unfortunately, it looks like it is. It's happening, whether we like it or not. It's very, very sad. But in the stock market, there are some stocks that are exploding, and TPST is taking our focus right now off of this bloody war because it's giving investors an opportunity to make some amazing gains. TPST, what do you guys think about this stock? Up 1,642%. My heart is broken because I missed it. I missed this rocket because I've been watching different types of rockets dropping on civilians for days. So I've been distracted. I'm not going to lie. Unfortunately, I missed TPST. Any of you guys get into TPST? This thing is absolutely on fire. The hottest stock I've seen in months. Romeo says Congress is to blame. The president is just a puppet for the markets. Man, we definitely need to blame someone. We definitely need to blame something because there is no resolution in sight. And all I see is escalation. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. Now let's take a look at MTNB. Also up 115% on the day, an absolute rocket. It's on fire. You can see it went up pre-market and then it consolidated, traded sideways, and it's currently up 118% on the day. MTNB, absolutely on fire. Put on your radar, put on your watch list. They've been doing quite well today. What do you guys think about Romeo says, I'm still in TPST. Well done, Romeo. What's your plan, my friend? When are you planning to take profits? Is anybody in MTNB? MTNB, which is also on fire today. Not quite a TPST, which is up 1,600%. Looks like it might be halted right now. But MTNB up 119%. And I think that any stocks right now that are involved in war, cybersecurity, drones could be, could be very hot right now. So those are the areas that I think you really need to look at. As an investor, I think we need to look at those types of sectors, those types of industries, because they're really hot right now. Let's take a look at ACAQ. ACAQ, another one that's hot today, up 54% ACAQ. Now, I like to always look at the one-year chart to get a feel for where it's been. So this has been as high as $12, went down to like the $4 range, jumping today 54% ACAQ. So put it on your radar, put it on your watch list, ACAQ. Another hot pick today, currently up 54%. This is PHIO up 50% on the day. This is the 1-year chart. You can see it's been as high as $10, been as low as been under $2, and now up 50% on the day. Look at the year to date, and you can see that it's been going down all year. Look at this trend line. Down all year, and now doing a dead cat bounce. And there's so many stocks looking like this. So many charts looking like this. And it makes it difficult as an investor. It's like, what do you do in this market when so many stocks are down and then they do these dead cat bounces? And then typically what happens the next day is that they go right back down. So my opinion is this, and I might be wrong. If you're in TPST, I think you need to sell today. I'm just telling you, it might go up higher, it might go down, but I believe 1,600%, this is going to be a short opportunity tomorrow. Just my opinion. Might go higher, but when something goes up 16x, I believe you should be thinking about taking profits. But that's just my 2 cents. It might go higher. Anything's possible in these markets. But when something goes up 1,600%, you have to assume at some point it will go down. Just saying. Same thing with MTNB. It goes up 121% today. If you're in this and you're up 100%, I think you need to think about taking profits. Not saying it won't go higher. Anything can happen. But what I've been seeing this year in the market is that when something goes up aggressively one day, typically the next day it goes in the red. Just saying. That's my 2 cents. I might be wrong, but that's my 2 cents. Mr. Katam says, during these times, lock in profits as soon as you see them because you don't know what we wake up to the next day. Did you see the company Jackpot Digital received GLI certification? Yes. Romeo says, you are absolutely 100%. Yeah, I just want to see you guys win. I just want to see you guys win. So let me give you guys my 2 cents on Jackpot Digital. So you guys can see right here, I've got JJ. That's the symbol in Canada. It's a penny stock. Please proceed with caution. I broke the news that they've got a new ambassador, Jimmy Johnson, Hall of Famer, national champion with Miami, and coach and of the Dallas Cowboys, 2-time champion, Dallas Cowboys. Okay, I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan if you didn't know. And Jimmy Johnson is now a brand ambassador for Jackpot Digital. Do your research, do your due diligence. Symbol in Canada is JJ, super cheap. I'll show you guys the symbol in Canada, and I'll show you the chart later. It's like 7 cents. And in America, JPOTF, like 5 cents. Dirt cheap, but I like the news. I like the news. Brand new brand ambassador, Hall of Famer, and GLI certification for their gaming machines. I just interviewed the CEO. Stay tuned to the interview. They are in Las Vegas at a gaming conference. So stay tuned. Huge news. GLI certification for their gaming machines. And it's called Digital Blitz. And it's going to be a game changer. So keep your eye on Jackpot Digital and keep your eye on Rich TV Live. Love to have you guys join our website and ecosystem right here. It looks like this, where you can navigate the markets together with us, conquer market labyrinths, savvy insights, and dynamic chats. We watch the entire markets every single day, all the biggest stocks, penny stocks, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We watch what's going on in the world of sports, news, entertainment, you name it, we trade it, we watch it, and we comment on it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Recently, we've been talking about what's going on in this war, and we are literally trending on all social media platforms, getting literally hundreds of thousands of views talking about this terrible tragedy and this war and giving our opinion on what's going on in politics, because we believe that we need Trump in 2024 to eradicate a lot of this nonsense that's happening, because the Biden administration is doing, in my opinion, a terrible job. And that's just my opinion. I'm also not happy with our government in Canada, and I believe we need a change from Trudeau. So not a fan of the leadership in Canada and the United States right now, because look at what's happening. We've got a war in the Ukraine that's only escalating. We've got a war in the Middle East that's only escalating, and we don't have anyone doing anything to stop it. So in my opinion, the leadership is doing a terrible job, and we need a change. We need a change in Canada, and we need a change in the United States, and we need it quickly before World War III happens, if it doesn't, or if it hasn't already started. This is the reality, folks, and my heart is broken, and I really hope we can find a resolution. So we'd love to have you guys join our website where we talk about all of this every single day, breaking news, trending topics, the biggest news every single day in the world of finance, stocks, cryptocurrencies, in the world of sports, in the world of politics, and trending global news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can also unleash market potential and learn about expert top picks, real-time market alerts. We give them real-time market alerts every single day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You can build your own personalized watch lists. You can have oil watch lists, gold watch lists, penny stock watch lists, war watch lists, cryptocurrency watch lists, stock watch lists, you name it, we trade it, and we can help you at richtv.io. Absolutely free. You can also upgrade and become a VIP member and get access to my trade ideas and our trade alerts and daily trade ideas 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the world of finance and stocks and cryptocurrencies. We also have vibrant group chats where you can go in and chat about dynamic stocks and cryptos, in-depth technical analysis, and interactive live trainings like we're doing right here, right now, exclusively on Rich TV Live. We also have our top 10 stocks every single month. We just gave you our top 10 dividend stocks. Hopefully that helps you grow your portfolios. And our top 10 cryptocurrency movers right now. Crypto is actually heavily in the red. I'm sure that this war is not helping. You can also see dynamic group chats, in-depth market analysis, and our latest financial news updated daily, exclusively on richtv.io. All right, now let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. Actually, first of what I want to do is I want to show you what's going on in the overall market, because I think it's important when you're an investor to know what's going on in the overall market. So what's happening today is we are having a red day. The Dow Jones is red. We've been green all week. So this is a normal pullback. The Dow Jones is red, the S&P 500 is red, and the NASDAQ is red, but it's all slightly red. It's not a lot of red. It's just slightly red. The VIX, the volatility index, which typically goes up when the market is down or down when the market is up today because the market is down. Gold is at 1,885, and I do believe that gold and precious metals will be a safe haven in times of war. So I'm very bullish on gold and precious metals right now. I also think oil, which is down today, is an area where you want to be in because 40% of the oil that is being sold and bought and delivered all over the world is in the Middle East. 40%. So when the Middle East is in turmoil and times of war, like they are right now, clearly in Israel and Palestine and in the Gaza and all the other countries that are starting to get involved in the Middle East and Europe and North America and everywhere else, oil typically spikes. We saw that happen last year when Russia invaded the Ukraine. We're starting to see it again with Israel and Palestine and the Hamas and the Gaza at war. So definitely keep your eye on oil. I am invested in oil, and I believe that it's a place where you need to be invested, as oil typically spikes when the Middle East and the world is at war, because a lot of these countries that are at war have oil. And don't think that that oil that they own and they have isn't a part of this war. Believe me, that oil that all these countries own and all these countries are profiting on is a big part of these wars. Believe me when I tell you, the only people that win in war are the large corporations that are profiting from the war. So keep your eye on gold, silver, lithium, and precious metals, copper, nickel. And we'll be talking to a lot of companies in these areas. And what we do at Rich TV Live is we focus on early stage, super hyper growth companies that have the potential to explode. Now, I must remind you that Rich TV Live is strictly for information and education purposes, and past performance doesn't always indicate future results. I don't sit there and hold up the markets for you to profit. I wish I could, but I can't. But what I do is I watch the markets every single day. I keep you updated on what's going on every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that we can make good, informed decisions as a community. That's all I can do. So if you're in a stock and it goes up, my advice is take profits. If you're in a stock and it's going down, my advice is get out. That's all you can do as an investor. Get out of bad deals and get into good deals. That's investing 101. And every single day, what we do here at the Rich TV Live podcast is we monitor the markets, thousands of stocks every day. We interview CEOs. We do shows where we talk with guests from all over the world. We get their opinions. Typically, we've been doing a lot of interviews with guests from Canada and the United States, but I would like to do more interviews with guests from all over the world as we continue to grow globally. I believe we will have more guests from all over the world, and we'll be able to get lots of different opinions and lots of different insight in the world of investing, in the world of finance, in the world of stocks and cryptocurrency, in the world of sports, and in the world of news. That's our modus operandi, because I believe it's all connected. A lot of these companies that we're interviewing, they're in the world of sports. Jackpot Digital, they're in the world of gaming. It's all connected. Everything is connected. If there's a war and the price of oil goes up, oil stocks will go up. If there's a war and investors are looking for safe haven stocks and they invest in gold, gold stocks will go up. If there's a mandate in the world where companies are looking to invest in lithium because there's a mandate for more electric vehicles, and lithium is one of the key elements in electric vehicles, lithium stocks will go up. Electric vehicle stocks will go up. Everything is connected. So we watch everything happening in the world, and we comment on everything happening in the world, and we break all the news happening all over the world because it's all connected. Now let's talk about what's going on in some other stocks. WHLR up 38%. So I'm just going to share with you guys the stocks that are up. PHIO, WHLR. Now, when you get into a lot of these stocks, it is tough to be a Cowboys fan. Oh, man, leave me alone right now about that, okay? I don't want to get into that. GLI certification lets them know. Now put the digital poker table in land-based casinos. Yes, huge, huge news and game-changing news. WHLR popped pre-market, been kind of consolidating, up 38%, another big mover today. So put it on your radar and put it on your watch list. Here's Vino, VINO, currently up 20%. You can see it pop pre-market, and now it's consolidating. So put them on your radar, put them on your watch list. Here's SPLY. This is an IPO that I brought you guys first. Safe Supply Streaming Corp. I've interviewed the VP of Corporate Finance, and his name is Seti Coscarella, and a board advisor, Ronan Levy. So I think everyone needs to be aware of Safe Supply Streaming Corp. It's up 9% today. It's been getting huge volume, and it's just getting started. It's just an IPO. It's just getting started. They're not even listed yet in Frankfurt, Germany, or in America. And I have a lot of American investors and Frankfurt, Germany investors that are asking me when they're going to get listed. As soon as they get listed in America, I promise you, you will be the first ones to know. So keep your eyes on the prize. Put SPLY on your radar. Currently only listed in Canada on the Canadian Securities Exchange, and it's so far been doing really, really well. So congratulations to investors that have gotten into this stock. Now, my advice to you is this. If you've made money on this stock or you're up on this stock, absolutely nothing wrong with taking profits. I never try to tell you guys what to do as investors. But what I can tell you is if you're in a stock and it goes up, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking profits. In fact, there's something wrong with not taking profits. I'm going to tell you right now, there's something very, very wrong with not taking profits. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking profits. In fact, I encourage you to take profits. As an investor, the only reason why we invest is to make money. So when you get into a stock and it goes up, that's your opportunity to take profits. If you do not take profits, you're missing your opportunity. There's nothing else I can tell you about that other than the only reason why we invest is to win. So when you're up on a stock, that's your opportunity to take your profits and win. When you don't win, you can lose. And when you're up on a stock and you don't take profits, then you're taking a chance of potentially taking a loss. That's my 2 cents. Do what you want with that information, but I can't explain it any more simply than that. If you're in a stock and it starts going down, it's a good idea to get out. Sometimes you need to take a loss because it's better to take a small loss than a big loss. Sometimes stocks go up and then they go down, especially penny stocks. They go up and then a lot of times they go down. Why? Because a lot of small cap stocks could become dilutive because they have to sell stock to raise capital. You need to understand this. Penny stocks have to sell stock to raise capital. Now, I love small cap stocks that have no debt and a tight share structure and growing revenue. Those are the companies that can eventually grow to the senior exchange, like the Toronto Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, or the Amex. Those are the companies that we love to find, and we found many, and we will continue to find them. Those are what we call the diamonds in the rough, the undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed, super hyper growth companies that have a strong management team and have a plan to succeed. Tight share structure, growing revenues, and are not diluting their stock to consistently raise capital. It's okay once in a while if you sell stock to raise capital to grow your business. But if you do it consistently and you start diluting the stock and you start creating hundreds of millions and potentially billions of shares, typically those are the stocks that are going to go down, go under $1, go under a penny, and then typically at that point, the only thing they can do is do a reverse split. And then those companies typically are not going to be successful. So we've been in the market for a long time. We've seen it all. We'll continue to monitor all the stocks in the entire market, large caps, mid caps, small caps, penny stocks. We're going to continue to monitor Bitcoin, cryptos, small cap cryptos, large cap cryptos, you name it, we trade it, and everything in between. We'd love to get your feedback. We'd love to hear from you guys. We are streaming on all platforms, all devices, all over the world, literally every single day. So we really appreciate your feedback. And we also would love to continue to show you guys companies that we think have a lot of potential, like Jackpot Digital. Here they are, currently at 7.5 cents, up 7% today. So put them on your radar and put them on your watch list. Here's NSTG. They're up 4% on the day. Definitely one to put on your radar and put on your watch list. Here's RML. I've been talking to you guys about RML, Rosoro Mining, all year. Look at this. Rosoro Mining, I've been talking to you about it since it was at 4 cents. It's now at 48 cents. It's very close to a 52-week high. Put them on your radar. Put them on your watch list. I've been talking to you guys about this all year. They have huge news and potentially $1 billion windfall. So definitely one to watch. Put it on your radar. Put it on your watch list. Rosoro Mining, RML. All right. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's actually taking it on the chin today, currently at 26,600. We've lost our support at 27,000. So you can see I've been marking this up. We've been monitoring this, watching this for years, but we've been watching it obviously and making videos all year. And you can see that every time we get to 28,000, we seem to sell off. We were holding over 27,000 and now we're going below 27,000. And there's a lot of different reasons for this. I believe the war is creating a lot of fear. It's creating a lot of panic. People are probably selling, getting into cash, waiting for potential more war, potential World War III, potential escalation of this war, which could potentially get into our neighborhoods. This is what the rumor is. So it's very, very scary. I really hope that it's wrong. I hope that's not going to be the case. But there are rumors that we could see terrorist attacks start happening in our neighborhoods all over the world as of Friday. This is the rumor. I'm not trying to create fear. I'm not trying to create panic, but this is the rumor. So I think everyone needs to stay safe, be careful, arm up if you can, and just protect yourselves and your families, because I think we're getting into a very scary time in history, and I hope I'm wrong. But there's a lot of escalation of fear and potentially terror that could happen in our neighborhoods all over the world. So like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but that is the rumor. So definitely be aware, because there's a lot of crazy things that could happen. All right, guys, those are the stocks. Those are the cryptos. Those are the assets that I'm watching and I'm keeping my eye on. We can also look at oil. Look at the price of oil. So you can see that I've been marking the price of oil. It was under 65 bucks this year. It's been as high as 95. And now we're retracing and we're back down to $84 for the price of oil. So where does it go here? Very difficult to determine. I did predict that we would see $100 oil. I still believe we will see that. We're only in fall. I think that the price of oil will go higher as the war escalates. And I believe we're just getting started. So it could definitely escalate and we could see the price of oil go higher, similar to what happened last year when the war escalated in Ukraine and we saw oil go to $130. Let me show you. So this was last year where we saw the price of oil go to about $120 to $130 as the war on Ukraine escalated. And that was on, let's see, June of 2022 is when we saw the price of oil hit between $120 and $130 a barrel. We also saw it in March of 2022. So we saw it in the spring and the summer of 2022. So now we're seeing this war happen. It's winter. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the price of oil from here. But I believe that we will see $100 a barrel at some point in the next year. I might be wrong. Janet Yellen is saying she wants the price of oil to go to $60 a barrel. The United States is a very powerful country. I'm not going to bet against them. Not going to say that it can't happen. I mean, we just had $60 oil this summer, so maybe it goes back there. Who knows? Very difficult to predict. But what I will be doing is I will be watching, I will be investing, and I will be breaking down what is happening and giving you my opinion every single day, every single month, every single year, as long as I can continue to give my opinion and have a breath in this life and in this world. I'll continue to give you guys my opinions on what's happening, and hopefully we can profit and hopefully we can stay safe. So I want to give you guys my opinion on what's going on in the world right now. I'm a humanitarian. I've got children. I've got family all over the world. Everyone's trying to get me to pick a side. I'm not going to pick a side. I'm not going to pick a side, because the reality is there are deaths, massacres happening on both sides. Just like I'm not going to pick a side between Ukraine and Russia. There's deaths happening on both sides. There's Russians that are dying in the war. There's Ukrainians that are dying in the war. My opinion is Russians and Ukrainians, a lot of them are family. They're brothers, they're sisters, they're family. We need to end that war. My opinion with, I know it's difficult, with Israel and Palestinians and the Gaza. We are all brothers and sisters. We need to find a way to come to a resolution of peace. There is a lot of terror that's happening. There are terrorists that are happening. There is evil in this world that is funding this terror. I want a peaceful resolution. I want peace. I don't want us killing each other. Killing peaceful civilians and children and men and women isn't going to solve anything. The only people that are benefiting from this war are large corporations. I don't see any of these presidents and prime ministers that are pulling the strings in Canada, the United States, Israel, Palestine, Russia, Iran, Ukraine, China, Turkey, Egypt, Syria, Lebanon. I don't see any of the presidents and the prime ministers getting their hands dirty. But yet I see a lot of innocent men, women, and children dying, and it's heartbreaking. So I'm going to continue to report on everything that's happening in the world of finance, everything that's happening in the world of sport, everything that's happening in the news and in the world. I'm not going to pick a side because I picked the side of peace. I really need us all to find a way to be peaceful and share this land. We all deserve land in this world. We all deserve to have our children go to school, get an education, and have a future. We all deserve that. Now, if you're a terrorist and all you want to do is create fear and terror and you want to hurt and kill people, there's no place in this world for you. And I'll never change my stance on that. I think the world needs to come together to eliminate terrorism. Anyone that's trying to create fear and hate and murder innocent people, children, women, and men anywhere in the world, that is what I believe needs to be eradicated. But innocent people all over the world that are dying, some of them are starving, some of them are dying, some of them are dying because there's parts of the world where there's hunger and we're not doing anything to help those people. There's parts of the world where there's war. We need to all come together and solve these humanitarian global issues. And if we all come together, the whole world comes together and we work together, we can get past this. My issue is that corporations are profiting from war. Corporations are in this for money. To me, that's evil. It needs to be addressed. There's a lot of leadership in this world that's evil. They need to be replaced with humanitarian leaders that want what's best for everyone. Women, children, men of all ages. So my message is this: let us come together and let's think of a way to be peaceful, to share this world equally, and to solve the problems globally, which are many. My phone is blowing up. Social media is blowing up everywhere. There's places in the world that are literally blowing up, and my heart goes out to all of those people that have been touched by war. The women, the men, and the children that are being devastated by war, devastated by hunger. And this is a problem globally. This is a problem that we are all facing. Let's come together as a world of brothers and sisters. Let's come together and let's be smarter. And let's realize that it's the few that are affecting the many. And let's find a way to come together and be peaceful for humanity. Let's come together and find a way to be peaceful for our brothers and our sisters and our parents and our grandparents and our children. That's my message to the world. I'm going to continue to report on what's happening every single day. I'm going to continue to push for peace. I'm not picking any sides because I'm telling you right now, the only people that win in war are the corporations. And there's a lot of evil leadership in this world that need to be replaced. And that's my message. So thank you for watching. If you're not winning, you're probably not watching. I'm your host of the most, your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, bringing you the news daily in the world of finance, the world of sports, the world of news and trending topics. Stay tuned to more engaging interviews with CEOs. Stay tuned to more engaging guests and shows. Stay tuned to more trending topics and breaking news. And stay tuned to more breaking news in the world of finance, stocks, cryptos, NFTs, you name it. We trade it. We're also in the world of real estate as well. So when it comes to finance, we're all over it and we're going to continue to be. And remember, the Rich TV Live is strictly for information and education purposes. Please do your due diligence, do your research, and please stay safe, everybody. And let's pray for peace. Have a nice day. I'm your host, Rich, from the Rich TV Live podcast, and I'm out. Peace.